Okay. Welcome to episode 7 of the Way2Cheap Podcast, a cheaply made podcast with two budget hosts. I'm one of your hosts, Noah.
And I'm the other host, Hans, otherwise known as Way2K.
There you go. You didn't say you were Way2K first this time.
Well, I know. I probably shouldn't have included the username at all, but, I'm just so used to it now after six
fine.
episodes.
It's in the name of the podcast, too. Like, I just haven't said I'm cheapies because I don't feel like saying it because my intro is the opposite, so I don't feel like messing it up.
That's fair enough. And, you're recognized as Cheap Beast instantly. When people see you on the streets.
Oh, yeah,
they
100%.
Cheap
They're
Beast.
like, oh, look at him. Look at that guy. I know who he is.
I watch his YouTube videos on the regular.
All the time. That's what I do.
Me too. It's a
Yep.
great hobby. Just put on a Cheap Beast video and you can get a lot of work done.
That means my videos are entertaining.
Or it's like super, like, you're in the zone.
No, you're just like, man, you can put it on, just hear his voice because you don't actually need to pay attention to the video.
But that means that your voice is
at
at least soothing, right?
I'll take that, I guess.
Or what if you split screen? You put the video on one side. It's like study. People put on like shows to help them study and like do
Yeah, but
homework
you're
and
not
stuff.
supposed to be watching that. You're supposed to be like studying or whatever.
That must have been why I didn't do very well in school.
Same. But I didn't even do any. I just never tried to study. That was more of my problem.
Yeah, I think the same for me. But
Yeah.
alas, another problem that I have is that we're gonna switch gears to the subscriber count to where I also have 0 subscribers gained. That
Same
is
with
a
our-
problem. That
Same
was
with
the
our
transition.
podcast channel. I need to shout it out. I keep forgetting every video I make to shout it out. I think I did one video and then I haven't said it since, but the next video I make, I have it planned to
Okay.
say it in the intro. So,
If you
hopefully I
need me
remember.
to do a little recording for it and just be like, "Hey guys, come check out our podcast," and you can throw me at the end.
Yeah, we'll see.
Except
About
for
that. I was gonna
people
throw it
who know
like
who I am.
right in the first minute. I was gonna like introduce myself and then like before we get to the video, here's this thing. We're gonna go with the podcast.
If you're gonna take up valuable time in your video, you might as well just say to subscribe and like to your own channel.
I do. Well, that's usually at the end. Sometimes I do. I don't want to do it every video.
You gotta do it in the beginning of every video.
I'm aware. I just don't like doing it every video, and sometimes I forget because I just get right into the video, and then I'm like, oh well, I never said it. Maybe
That's
next
fair.
time I'm just gonna include everything, and it'll be like an 8-minute long video for like 2 minutes of content.
Well, the other problem is like for you, like all your videos are like live, right? You don't have the
Yeah.
luxury that I have of being able to go back and edit. I mean, not that I've actually done it ever either, but don't have the luxury of after.
Yeah, the doing it right away, and like some of them are like mystery boxes or unboxing something. So you really like a lot of them you get one take.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
get
like,
one
if you don't
chance.
do it, especially with the mystery boxes. If you don't say it in the beginning, I guess you can kind of go back and like start over. But like, say if in the beginning I'm like, look, I got a mystery box and it's unopened, and then I redo it. I'm like, hey, look, sorry, it's opened. Sorry, the whole video.
I
is
bet
pointless
you could
from
have
now on.
a perfect, genuine reaction the second time you open it.
Probably, but I like just doing it the first time. It's easier that way.
I'm
One and
actually
done.
curious. Have you ever tried it? Like, have you ever messed up a recording and gone back and tried to like fake a reaction?
I've never done it with like a mystery box because I have only done a few mystery boxes.
Got
but
it.
like the actual unboxing of the shoes, something will mess up, and I'll either retape it to be like, oh, this is what it, or just be like, yeah, sorry, I opened it on
UPS sealed,
it
not
didn't
mine.
work. Yeah, I'm like, whatever. But well, I forgot to say my growth real quick. We somehow went up 9 subscribers, but I think it's been
That's
like
actually pretty impressive.
it's been like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, it sounds better than it was. Last week was only 3, and this week was 9, so it was actually pretty good. So, I was happy about that.
We'll take it. That's
I'll take
pretty
9.
good growth.
We're at 374.
Almost
Close.
to 400.
I just need to get to 500. I said I'd do a giveaway there, and people clearly don't care about it, so whatever.
Well,
I mean,
they're
it's not
caring
like
enough to subscribe.
Yeah, I also I think I've said the giveaway like twice, so.
Do you ever shout out your channels on social media? I know we were talking about making social media for this.
Oh, yeah, that was supposed to be this
podcast.
weekend. Whatever,
But-
we got busy.
Have you ever thought about making social media posts like every single time you post?
I post on Instagram, like my story, every time a video goes live.
Okay.
I usually post on Twitter, but I don't do anything on Twitter, so I post there. And then when I do have like a new shoe or something, I try to post a picture of the shoe and then say, check out the unboxing video of it on Instagram, but that's about it.
Do you have a large following on any of those platforms?
No, I have like 100 on Instagram, literally like 15 on Twitter, because I don't use Twitter for anything for the most part. So I literally like tweet the video link and that's it.
100's not bad actually for Instagram.
No,
Are they people you know, or are they actually just like people assume are your followers?
Half of them are probably bots or like bots or just like, those accounts that like you'll go and they'll have like 5,000 people that they're following because they'll like just follow a ton of people hoping they follow them back.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have a lot of those, but I think each story gets like 20 views, so not bad, but like half of them are friends. So
got it.
Yep.
I was wondering how that like engagement worked, or like what the percentages for engagement on Instagram and Twitter and stuff are.
It depends. I mean, it depends on what platform you use a ton. I imagine like people who actually use it frequently do it, but my story is always just like my video posts. I used to do it like 24 hours. I would have the video like going live, like in 24 hours is going live, and then I would post the actual video. But it sucks because on Instagram, if you don't have like a certain number or something, I don't know what it is, you can't do like the swipe up, so you just have to say link is in the bio.
Really?
So then people have to go to the next step and then click on the link in the bio, which I imagine is very few.
Do you know the number for that?
No, I haven't looked up recently. I just kind of assumed no one
like
really
1,000.
Oh, to get the swipe up? I have no idea.
That's what it is for like the baseline YouTube things, right? Isn't monetization 1,000?
Yeah. So I probably should put more effort into social media, but I don't, and that's probably why.
I mean, those are the people that are like hype beasty though. I feel like a lot of people that are on social media would get into hype beast stuff.
Yeah, that and TikTok, but
TikTok's huge.
Place. Yeah, I
bet you
I don't
create
download it.
I think I said this in like the second podcast too, but you could create some insane TikTok stuff.
I just am not creative, and I don't know how to do that. So,
well, that's something we're gonna have to look into this weekend.
Maybe we'll see about that one. I still don't even have it on my phone.
I don't either. I've actually never had an account for TikTok or have looked at any TikToks other than the ones that have been shoved in front of my face by my siblings.
I go on like Reels, like Instagram Reels. It's literally just people who upload their TikToks to Instagram. It's the exact same thing, but I'll sit there and watch that.
Well, you gotta reach your audience on every platform possible.
Yeah, I mean, you literally just post the same thing everywhere, and then you're like, all right, let's see where it goes.
And it gets kind of annoying if you have all those like different socials, but some people only have one, right? Which is
that's what you're going for. You're going for the YouTube crowd to see your reel or whatever short, and then you go on to TikTok and then follow them on TikTok. But yeah.
And if you're really famous, everybody else takes your TikTok and then they put it in their own and be like, "Oh, look at this! Someone did this on their story."
Exactly, dude. Those people. There's so many, even like just YouTube channels where like they post your stream clips. It's just like. They're literally made a channel that has like 50,000 subscribers off of your content.
Exactly.
They're just faster to upload it than you are.
I mean, React channels are so popular, though.
Well, they're not even React. They're just stream highlights.
Oh, really? They're just straight up highlights?
Yeah. Well, so a lot of the bigger streamers, we're going like completely off topic, but like a lot of the bigger streamers literally are like have their editor like in their thing, and if there's like something they want to upload, they're
true.
Get this uploaded ASAP, or else one of these channels are just gonna steal it. So
interesting. I didn't realize that was such like a competitive thing that they had to have someone editing like during the stream.
Yeah, it's nuts. Especially like I was watching. There was a Warzone event the other day, and like I was watching Tim the Tap Man. He was like, "Hey, is my like editor here?" He was like, and then after like the one part of the event, he's like, "All right, get that up."
Wow, that's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe they're not doing too much editing, just like cutting and
basically
uploading.
Just cutting it and then sending it right to YouTube and saying, "All right, here you go," and they'll get a ton of views because it's like first up.
But the thing is, I actually really dislike that kind of content. I don't like the half-assed. I'm gonna take exactly what I did on Twitch, throw it onto YouTube, and there you go.
Yeah, well, it's making some people millions of dollars.
Oh, I know it is.
The ones I've watched recently are the ones that are like the highlights, because then you get like the exciting parts. But I feel bad. But I'm like, at least the one person I watched, Summit, like 1G, he doesn't upload a ton of his own like highlights. He does it maybe like once a week. Where this dude that like this other channel I watch literally does like multiple videos a day from his stream. And I'm like, you can catch the good videos every once in a while.
Like, are you able to tell by like number of views which ones are good? Like, does the algorithm actually work, or is it just kind of like hodgepodge of half good, half bad?
I mean, I think it's probably algorithm
Got
based.
it.
I mean, they're usually only like 10-minute videos. Like the exciting parts, like the person, whoever's clipping it, knows what they're doing.
Well, good for them.
Yeah,
That's what I need to do on my channel. I need to clip my own highlights and make those into a 3-minute consumable short.
There you go. We didn't even talk about our own channels right now.
But
We skipped right past that part.
There's a reason why you had 9 subscriber increase. I think you should let us know what the secret to the success is.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's any secret or success even. But I did 2 uploads since the last podcast, but also it's like 2 weeks, so that should be like what I normally should do. But
Still
the
pretty
last
solid.
video I uploaded on a Saturday because it was the May sneaker releases and Saturday was the first. So if I didn't get it, it would have been like a useless video. So I uploaded it then, and right now it's actually doing okay. Like it's number 1 out of 10, which is good for me, which I'm happy about. But I still don't think a Saturday upload is what I'm gonna do. I think this one just got lucky because it's 2 out of 10. But I think Saturday upload just worked out because it was a time sensitive video. Yeah. So
I didn't get a chance to watch that right away. I watched it this morning, but it had like 10 likes. I forget, what's your average like? Is that
it's usually
on par?
like, no, that's a little low actually. Normally it's like 12 to like 15. Let's see, last one. I mean, yeah, it's usually like 14 or like 12 to like 15, 17 range. So it's a little low. So definitely the usual people didn't watch it, which is fine. Like I don't really care. The views are good.
I was just interested because usually I watch it really, really early on, so I don't get to see like what the view counts get to. I get to see it where it has like only a few views and like 1 or 2 likes.
Yeah.
So I never see the finished stats.
Yeah. So the goal as of right now is to make May a little more consistent than the past months. Because if you go, have you ever used Social Blade? Do you know what that is? Do you know what it is at all?
No, I don't think so.
So you can like go and look up channel stats. Like there's it was a bigger thing. I think people still probably use it, but it was like a bigger thing before YouTube had its own like little stat thing. So you could see like you can go to other channels and stuff like that. But I've used it a long time ago, and I've looked at it like recently but their like video views are kind of messed up. Like sometimes it's not the greatest. But you can see like your trend, and I was like going up, and then January was real good for me, and then like right after, or maybe December was really good for me, and then the past 3 months I've just been going downhill. Like I think I had 45 subscribers in December, January, and then it's been like under 20 the past 3 months. So gotta get back to that.
Well, I definitely had the low end of the curve here, or the very, how far down can we go trajectory. I don't think I picked up a single one in like 2 months. But
yeah,
that was because 1 month was no uploads at all.
So yeah, that'll do it for you. So plus you like kind of changed your audience like right in between 3 videos.
That's true too. That's tough. If I do want to continue making stuff, like that's like something I'll have to figure out, and I've said it multiple times, but I still don't know. But I did get a new video out, so I actually have some sort of content. Did not perform very well. I thought it would perform better.
Back to real quick.
Yeah.
You have 3 comments and 2 likes. So I for sure liked it. So you got 2 people you got to talk to and say, hey, you didn't like it.
Oh, I know. I actually did have a conversation with both people, and both people claimed that they liked it.
I know that's false because I'm both likes.
Yeah. So they both lied to me is what I'm saying.
They did. They didn't hit the like button, or YouTube messed up for you.
Or YouTube messed up my likes too. Yeah, that's very likely.
A like. So.
Also, I want to clarify that I was completely like joking with them talking about it. I did not mean that in any seriousness. I don't care if my friends or other people don't like the video.
They didn't hit the like button.
I know some people will like listen to what I say and be like, "Oh, what an asshole! Like he just he needs his friends to justify him making a video."
I mean, I'm calling them out. I'm not gonna say them by name, but they know if they listen.
Yeah, but the engagement was not quite where I wanted it for that one, especially because I did put a fair amount of time into editing. But I guess despite it, I should just be happy that it was like a decent finished product. It wasn't the best. It could have been better, but I was fairly happy.
Can I talk about the video? It's fine. It's been out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude 100% was hacking at the end there.
So I guess I should clarify that this was a Fall Guys video. And so in it, I made it to the final round 3 times. And the 3rd time was like on my last playthrough. And it was me and one other person in like the little spinning wheel of doom that tries to knock you off the side, and all the floor disappears. And he was hacking.
Dude, if you watch that video, like, you can see him get hit like 4 times in a row, and he falls off and magically appears back on. Like, he like floats back to the middle.
Well, the thing that you don't see is that I cut out about 35 seconds of footage of just me and him jumping.
Oh, dude, he's 100% hacking.
I'm almost positive that he was hacking.
And he had no skin. Like, they give away free skins nowadays.
Yeah, they do. They give away a lot of free skins.
So
and you can earn by leveling up.
Yeah, he was hacking for a free win on Fall Guys, a dead game.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, isn't it?
Which, I guess, speaking of which, I've really thought about making it like a dead game series. I'm still contemplating it, but the problem is I had like motivation just right in the moment that I took and ran with it to make that. I don't know if I have motivation to make another game. I'm thinking about doing a golf with your friends one. So if you want to do one, I might do a section of like doing it by myself in lobbies and then bringing people in.
I think so like watching that Fall Guys one, I could definitely see you've had like people in there, and like we were playing like even like League or something.
Right.
Like a 5-man, you just get so many like funnier clips that you just get to throw in there, that you're not like the only one there talking, because like you can, I mean, at least I would say like I could only be so funny in like the moment to myself. Yeah. It's really hard to just like be like joking with yourself.
It's a technique that I have not mastered yet, and you could definitely tell in that video, but there was a few good things that came from it that were just like spur of the moment. But if I had other people, I could definitely bounce ideas.
Yeah. And like that would like you could easily do some like Rocket League ones and like have funny moments there, because like stuff happens and it's just one of those things. If you're gonna do like those kind of things, you kind of just have to be recording like pretty frequently and just kind of like start picking out like highlights, or like play like one day's worth and then just base it off of that.
Yeah, that's why I just need to find like, and I've said this 30 times, and I said it already this podcast, the direction I want to go, and that's a hard thing to do, and I don't have that, so that is why we're failing. But maybe one day we'll find success.
There you go. Just make a group channel without telling them you're there in the group. Just play games with people and just don't let them know.
It'd be like Mr. Beast, but don't pay my employees.
Right? Yeah, I mean it's fine. Totally they'll never know. You're not making any money, so why would they make their own money?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
We do want to transition probably to the main bulk of today's show. I'm not sure if people have heard of NFTs.
Dude, I have no idea. I honestly think NFTs are the biggest, like, probably like scam right now. They make no sense.
They are a pretty big scam, but at the same time, people value artwork like significantly higher than I personally would value artwork. And I guess that's just the thing about collections in general, which is what today's podcast is about. And
there we go.
Everybody finds value in different things, so
it's just but like, have you seen what people are doing with NFTs? Like, people are doing their like, I'm declaring for the draft as an NFT.
That's true.
Like their rookie contract as an NFT.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how does this like? I don't know who's buying these things. It's just like, what do you do with it?
What's really interesting is that people will put albums as NFTs, right? Like, and they'll give away like 5 of their like album covers, or like 5 of like the whole entire albums NFTs. But you don't actually own the rights to the songs. Like, you just you have like something that you could get on YouTube. It's really interesting.
That's what I don't understand, because like I'm pretty sure they're pretty like not regulated at all. So you literally could take a clip of something and just say that's an NFT, sell it.
You
and
could.
Then people are gonna be like, well, you don't own the rights to that. And you're like, yeah, but no one owns the rights to it. So
it's a very interesting topic, and I mean, you can have animations, you can have music, you could have still things. I mean, a lot of things can be an NFT.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm avoiding it, and I'm not trying to get into it, because it just seems like it's gonna go either people are gonna overpay, and then like 4 years from now they're gonna be like, why do I have this? Why did I pay $1,000 for this thing that's worth 10 cents now?
Well, there's some people that are putting like hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars into these things, which But I mean, like I said earlier, it's like art. I guess everybody finds different value.
See, but like, at least art, you have like a physical item, like you have it, and like
true.
it's it's like one of one. Like you could literally can take an NFT of like anything and then make a slightly different one,
Right.
and just be like, all right, I'm the only one who owns the slightly different version of this already one. So,
But then again, I have collectors things. I mean, I guess a lot of people probably are in the same boat that have like 500 or 1,000 or maybe 100,000 different copies, and I think that's valuable collectible. Granted, I didn't spend 1,000 or $1,000,000. I spent
yeah,
like
exactly.
15 or 30, but
yeah. Besides the huge cost, it's just like I like having the physical item, which I feel like is what doesn't make sense about the NFT at all.
right. So we talked about NFTs, but the other reason we wanted to talk about collectibles today is because I found out, and this was the topic I was pushing for, that you have a new collection.
It's not even like, I mean, it's like fairly new compared to like, I guess my like sneaker collection. But I got back into like sports cards now. I mainly have hockey stuff. If people listen to it and are like in sports cards, I
Right.
collect Red Wings stuff and Ohio State stuff for the most part because it's like ridiculously expensive. So like, we'll go and hold on. Let me talk about the collection part first, and then I'll get into the ridiculousness
Okay,
of
sounds good.
the card market right now because it just makes no sense. So I've been watching like some people, and like the card market's been blowing up ever since COVID started, really, and people would just want to get collecting in anything they could resell.
Yep.
But I kind of just I remember as a kid being into it, but like at that point I obviously didn't know anything about it. I was just kind of collecting like one card at a time and being like, or like one pack at a time and being like, cool, this is worth something to me, but like it's worth nothing to some people.
Well, I
But
gotta ask, did you usually go out and buy your own packs of cards, or were you given them for like birthdays and other different like occasions?
when I was like really little, I feel like I would be given at least Pokemon cards, like a pack every
Right.
once in a while, just like from my parents or something. And then I don't know, I was probably pretty young still, but like, you know how you'd have like $5 and you can go buy like a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that was something I would definitely be doing. Like, so I was probably spent most of my money, but also I don't remember getting like how all of my cards just show up because I have a decent amount. Like, I still have like most of my Pokemon cards. I can't find. I don't know where one deck of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards were, which are all the good cards, and
Well,
half
do
of
you have
them are
the
pretty
rest of them?
valuable. Yeah, but none of the
Okay.
valuable ones.
Oh, well, that's tough.
Yeah, I like got big into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid, and I had like every Blue Eyes and like everything in like one deck, and I have no idea where it disappeared to.
Well, you better go find that.
No, I haven't been able to find it since I moved. Like,
you better
when I was
ask your
13.
brother.
I don't think he has. I think I just either misplaced it one day or it got stolen or something.
That'd be terrible. That's
Dude, I was so
horrible
mad.
luck.
It was all the best. Like, they're probably in terrible condition just because I didn't care. But yeah, I also have all my Pokemon cards, but I don't know which ones are valuable. Like, I know kind of which ones are valuable, but I don't have any of like I don't have any of the same insanely valuable ones. Plus, they're all like, they were like thrown in like a binder, like a shoebox.
Got
like,
it.
None of them were taken care of. They were just kind of like Pokemon cards.
Not
at the
all
time.
of them are mint condition.
Yeah, like none of them are.
Makes sense. But for like your sports collecting right now, do you go out and buy packs, or are you only buying like specific ones and twosies at like a store?
I'm buying most of my. I buy packs right now because hockey's actually like the one sport you can kind of find. Football, you can't find anything. Basketball, you can't find anything. Baseball,
Right.
you can slightly find because they make a ton of it.
Yeah.
And then hockey, you can kind of find where, like, again, it's still really difficult. But I've been trying to buy hockey, and then I will buy, like, better cards of, like, people that I like Red Wings or Ohio State players.
Got it. I don't know. Like, the thing is with like sports cards, and I guess it's the same way for any card collection. Like, I just don't know enough about that area. Like, I don't know enough players for hockey. I don't know enough players for football or, even collegiate. I don't know that many players anymore. So
Yeah.
I
mean,
wouldn't be
it's
able
just-
to tell you who would be valuable later down the line.
I can tell you exactly. You know who got drafted, like, in the top 10? Those are going to be valuable until they become busts. Like, Trevor Lawrence is literally going to be insane.
But
Like,
right.
his card is going to be nuts.
So, like, are you saying that, like, if you get lucky and you get, like, one from a pack, like, that's your chance? Or, like, you're saying invest now and hope that they, buy a rookie card and hope it... they pan out.
I mean, you could do both. It depends on what kind of person you want to be. If you want to just like go for the opening, which I kind of prefer doing, just because it's like you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But like if you are someone who's like kind of investing, you either try to find them lower. But this is where I guess I can talk about the craziness of the card community. Like, let's just say I was looking at stuff just like personally that I would buy.
Sure.
And like, do you know what PSA or like Beckett is?
No, I maybe a one time.
PSA and like Beckett are like the ones that grade cards and like stuff
Okay,
like that and
got it.
certify everything that like it's legit. They do stuff with autographs too. But PSA is no longer accepting submissions because they're so backed up. Like they're months backed up. It used to be like you would send it in and maybe get it back in like a month because you send it in, they have to grade it and then send it back.
Yeah.
Now I think it literally could take like 8 months or like 6 months to get something that you sent like 6 months ago.
Well,
they're so backed
that's like
up.
dangerous too, though, right? Because you gotta send it in the mail, and like the mail's not the easiest.
You protect it. You protect it.
Right, you put it in like a soft plastic sleeve, and then probably inside of a hard plastic sleeve.
Yeah, and then probably wrapped around with some other stuff. Like everybody, like people who are doing that know what they're like trying to do, and they're gonna make sure everything stays perfect. But they shut themselves down, and then you can't find any retail product basically at all. Like there are people that will sit outside of Target at like 5 a.m. Wait until they open at 8 a.m. for like, and Target has put a max of 2 or 3 sports like collectible kind of thing at all, and like retail stuff. So like, let's just say like a pack of cards or whatever is like $5, not the pack, like a certain pack is like $20, and like 5 years ago you could go pick it up no problem. Now that $5 pack could go for like $100-$200,
like on the resale market.
Yeah. And then there's other ones called hobby. Like the hobby is like the bigger ones. You kind of have to order it, and like let's just say retails $100 or like $150. Some of those are literally going like $1,000-$2,000.
I mean, that's just crazy. That's 10 times return if you're able.
And
to
you're
get
never
one.
even knowing what you're getting. Like you
That's
have no
true,
idea. Like there could be a card in there. Like let's just use Trevor Lawrence for example. Trevor Lawrence could literally be in there. You get like a 1 out of like 100 card, and it's super valuable. Or you can get literally some dude who's drafted in the 5th round and you have no idea who he is, and he's probably gonna be a bust.
That's true.
But you have no idea, and some people don't even like. Some people literally just buy this stuff to sell the stuff and never open it. And like the people that are potentially opening it, because you have no idea, and it's like such a gamble the whole time.
It is, yeah.
And the reselling is just crazy. I mean, there's stuff that like 2 years ago, you can with PSA, you can look at like recent auctions too, and like the population of their 10s. So if you get a 10, it's the highest grade you can get, and people really want those. And like I was looking at one player's card a year ago, maybe it was like a $50 card. Now it's like selling for $200, and this is hockey, and this is like hockey too, which is like not that crazy, but like you could look up like for example like I don't know, Joe Burrow or something like that.
Right.
Now they're all selling for crazy amount of money if you get a 10.
So, I guess my question would be, how do people find value in baseball and like cards like that? I know like there's like a rarity to some cards. There's a rarity to the cards like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. Some of them are just based on like looks. Like the shinies are obviously cooler. Some of the cards just look better. Is it simply just off of like athlete statistics, like how they do?
It's like, so I mean like it's based on the player, the rarity, the product, like basically everything. Because like for hockey is the one that I know probably the best.
Yeah.
There's rookie cards of like, there's one brand called OPG, which is like the lower end brand, and then there's like the Series 1, Series 2, which is like the normal stuff, and they have these Young Guns in there. You want like a Young Guns rookie rather than like a OPG rookie if it's just like the base model.
Do they mix them in together, or are they two separate companies that make their own
they're
products?
same company, 2 different products.
So why do
Upper
they do
Deck
that
owns
then?
like all of this because they can make as many products as they want. They have another one called the Cup, which I think the Cup sells like the Cup is like 5 cards for $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and you never. I mean, if you get like a really good player, you make your money back. But if you don't like get a good player, then like
so it's basically buying a mystery box.
Yeah, it's 100% a mystery box. There's some you can like kind of like not guarantee a value, but you're not going to lose a ton of money just because like, you know, you're gonna get some stuff that's decent, but like the ones that are selling for like $2,000, $3,000, it's just like a gamble, like no matter what.
I mean, I'm not a gambler by nature, and I don't really buy too many mystery boxes either. So I could never see myself going in and spending that kind of money on something I don't know I'm getting out.
No. See, that's what I don't do that. I buy mostly retail stuff. I haven't ever bought actually any hobby stuff. I have said that this one player for the Red Wings, once he has a Young Guns, I probably will buy a hobby box because then I have a better chance of getting his card just because I really like him. But everything else I've bought retail. The only thing I've ever like pulled that's like worth decent amount ungraded is this one dude named Quinn Hughes. He's worth like, I think his card's like $50 to $80.
Got it.
Just base, and if you get it graded, it's like $360.
So do they put signed cards in the packs, or are all the signatures in packs and like nowadays just like computer signed?
No, they're all hand signed and everything. It just depends. So like the retail stuff, it's very, very hard to get anything of like crazy value. You're not really gonna get autographs or anything unless like it says you're getting an autograph in it. Hobbies where you get everything like of insane value, like you know going in, the people that like do this full time, because there's resellers obviously for this, and there's people who've made a ton of money doing cards. They kind of know what they're looking for, but like again, you could be guaranteed 2 autographs per box, but you could get some dude you've never heard of autograph that's worth nothing, or you can get like a Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence kind of autograph.
How do you feel as like a player, like if your autograph is worth nothing? Just like,
I mean,
bad.
You probably don't care. I mean, there's even like good players that autographs just aren't worth a ton.
Got it.
Like rookie cards are the most valuable cards for the most part. Yeah, you could get like
and why
every
is that?
year, just because they're the first cards that they have, and people like rookies, like a third year of a player that's already really good is just kind of like, all right, cool,
Makes
like
sense.
whatever. Like an autograph is still worth money, but like they're just base card, or like they're like out of 99 card isn't going to be worth as much as a rookie's is, no matter how good they are, unless they're like Tom Brady or LeBron. Like those are the only ones that like, and Patrick Mahomes, they're the only ones that like will sell regardless, but like a rookie card goes for an insane amount of money.
So I guess my follow-up question to that would be, and I know that neither of us are professional players, so we can't answer this really, but
No.
Have you heard of any like pros that actually get copies of their cards? Like, does that happen?
I mean, they're signed like for like basketball and football would be the bigger ones. They have Panini, and I'm pretty sure they'd just give them their cards. I doubt they're selling them, because if they really wanted to, they could sign everything. But like the autographs on the cards are like in a specific spot. Like you could have someone sign your card. It's not worth nearly as much as if it's like.
I didn't know that. I figured it was probably about the same like amount.
So like
Interesting.
There'll be a card. I don't think I have. Hold on. You talk real quick. I think I have an autograph card.
Well, I think the only autograph cards that I actually know of that I have are like Ken Griffey Jr., maybe Cal Ripken, and I think that was when he played for the Indians, or maybe that was the Orioles at that point. I feel really bad if I got that wrong. But and I'm thinking that I have some Barry Bonds cards, but I don't know if those are devalued.
Yeah. So I'll show you in the camera. So I have this one right here, but you can see it's like on card, like his autograph.
And you got to read that out for the
by the way.
Braxton Miller.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but like his autograph's not worth anything because he wasn't good in the NFL.
Well, he tried his best, not everybody succeeds.
But like, let's see. I have too many Ohio State cards because that's the only ones I care about. But like this card right here, it's like a Chase Young mosaic.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Literally, if you get it graded, it could be like $500. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
So would you ever sell any cards in your collection, or is these something you're gonna hold on to your grave, basically?
The Ohio State and Red Wings ones, I probably am keeping just because I like a lot of them I bought myself. But like, in some of the stuff I've pulled from hockey, I am like probably looking into selling some of them just because they're not worth anything, and I don't really care about the players. I'm still debating on getting that Quinn Hughes graded whenever they open back up. Yeah. Because like from a $50 card to a $360 card, if it tens, it's like, why would I not just try? Like if it doesn't do well, I can just keep it. Like it's not that big of a deal.
How much money does it cost to get your cards graded?
I think in the past it was probably like around like $20 for like the cheapest, like not express or anything. If you get the express, it could be like $100 a card, but the turnaround's supposed to be like a week.
So it's definitely something that you want to make sure you have like of decent value if you're going to be graded, because your return
you don't
on
just like,
investment's not good.
at least currently you don't send anything in that wouldn't do well. Like you're just gonna lose money on it. Like
Makes
you can
sense.
probably sell it for like $20 if it's like someone at least known, but if they're not worth grading, you just don't get it and you just sell it as is.
Well, I kind of was mentioning some of the cards in my collection, but if I remember correctly, and I could, this could be a very flawed memory, that old baseball cards are not worth anything anymore.
No, they produced a ton of, and there's very specific ones, but they produced so many of like the 90s, which I think is like one of the big reasons like card collecting wasn't valuable for a while, because they just kind of kept producing stuff. Like there's not a ton of this like just random like shiny cards or like all that kind of stuff. There's just a ton of it, and like no one really cares. Like I think I have a Derek Jeter rookie card that I had when I was a kid, and it's only like worth like $20 to $50, like depending on condition.
Would it be worth going through my collection at some point and like being like, do you think this is something does this certain card have value, or do I just give up and just say, it is what it is? And
I mean, depending on what you have, you probably have Pokemon cards that are worth a decent amount of money if you still have those.
Well, I guess I'll say one of my collections, because I do have a pretty big Pokemon collection.
There you go.
And I don't know if any of them actually have value. I have more baseball
Charizard?
Cards. I do not have a Charizard.
Well, then there you go. There's all your values gone.
Yeah, all my value is gone. But yeah, it's probably thousands of baseball cards, actually. And probably at least a couple hundred in like hardback sleeves, and then some in a book. But I mean, I was actually pretty serious about it because my dad was serious about it at the time. And it was a cool thing for us to do together. We also did Hot Wheels cars growing up together, which was interesting.
Hot Wheels can be worth a decent amount.
I don't know. My dad gave me his whole Hot Wheels collection, actually.
I don't know anything about Hot Wheels, but I know there's like a certain, like I think it's like a red line or something. And they're worth like a slightly decent money if you have for the right cars.
I think that's probably why I got into collectibles, actually, was just as a kid, I had such fond memories of like my dad being excited about finding things. And like my dad doesn't really play games or do anything like of like kid nature too much. So like seeing those couple of different things made me really like excited. And I think that's why I have like the passion of those. But going back to Pokemon and Charizard, because I wrote this note down because it's one of my saddest memories of like growing up, which is that
Yikes.
I actually had a shiny first generation, like the very, very expensive Charizard and Blastoise. And I was very naive at the time, and I was very gullible. I think this was like first grade, second grade-ish. And one of the kids in my class had told me about a new game called Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm sure Yu-Gi-Oh! Was around before, but I had just never heard about it because I was, just very naive. And I was excited at the chance of getting some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, but the price was pretty steep. He wanted my shiny Blastoise and Charizard.
That's so sad.
He didn't show me the cards beforehand, but I trusted him that these were very, very valuable Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that were equally as good as my Blastoise and Charizard. Well, I made the trade on the bus. The cards looked pretty okay. I was cool with it. I brought them home, and I showed my parents, and my parents were livid. I mean, just livid. So I go back to school the next day. I'm on the bus, and whoops, he already sold it for $3. He sold both the cards for $3, and I couldn't get him back. He sold it to some kid from his neighborhood, and the cards were never to be seen again.
Hey, that kid made a ton of money at that point for only selling it. That kid that bought it for $3. His investment was huge.
I mean,
no, I'm
probably so depressed about that.
It's just like when you're a kid, it doesn't matter. Like you just kind of got that from like something you didn't know had any sort of value at all. Like even if it did, it was probably like $5.
But the next day, though, that next day, that feeling of just like knowing that you messed up is something that I won't forget about. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go. I was switching topics.
Well, I was going to finish up by saying that I do have one card that I'm not sure how valuable it is because I think they give it away at every national championship, but not everybody's been to a national championship, so maybe it has like $5 or $10 of value. I have like an Explode Exploud or whatever the Pokemon is that has big speakers for its ears and like whole body.
Probably not much.
And it has like the Pokemon National Championship on it because I actually got to play at the National Championship.
It might not be much just because the Pokemon. It's like athletes too. Like
that's true.
It based on like Charizard, Pikachu, like legendary Pokemon, starter Pokemons are worth a ton.
Well, also EX and Shinies.
Yeah, but I've been so out of Pokemon since then that I don't really know what the EX and like DX or GX, whatever it all is now.
I used to watch a channel before I went to bed because it put me to sleep of a guy that would just open up Pokemon packs. And so like I knew like the combination of cards that you would like slide behind. So like the most rare would always be on the back.
Yeah, you know? I think I've watched enough that I'm pretty sure it's like 4 cards you have to move out of the way and put it in the back.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Then you'll know. I like watching people open stuff.
Yeah, this guy had like a very monotone voice too, so just kind of like soothing and just like put you to sleep.
Just putting you to sleep. I like watching people open up packs because then you can experience it without spending the thousands of dollars that you need to do it.
Oh, I would not want to spend the kind of money. I know that you watch Grand Stefan, and he has one of the uncut out sheets of cards from the first generation that has all the different cards on it. So it's a complete set, but it was never cut by the machinery, and he has one of those hanging up. And I can't even imagine how expensive that is.
Probably way more than I could ever even think about.
But I mean, it's so cool to be able to walk past that in your house every day.
Yeah, just stuff's ridiculous. I like watching people open it. I've spent too much money on it, but whatever. I'm an adult. I do what I want.
I actually found something that I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh cards have anywhere near the same amount of value as Pokemon cards, but
not even close.
I was going through my grandma's house one time. I found a first generation Kaiba deck. I think Kaiba's the bad guy, right? Who has the blue eyes, white dragons.
Yeah, but yeah, he's my favorite.
But yeah, I have a first generation one of his decks, which goes for like $30 or $50 online, unopened.
There you go.
So that was a pretty cool find.
Nice. I had a ton of blue eyes. I was so mad. I'm still so mad to this day that I can't find that deck that has all my blue eyes. I have the one from the movie. I have the 3-headed blue eyes. I have like the cartoon blue eyes.
The cartoon one was the best. Toon World of anything was good. Toon World Dark Magician Girl was this card that they gave out in a magazine actually, and my buddy got the magazine and he let me borrow it with the obviously that I wouldn't take the card out, and I would never steal, would never do anything like that, but I just looked at that card every day when I had the magazine, just like I just want it. I want to take it.
I went to the movie and Blue Eyes is obviously my favorite. I actually have a Blue Eyes pop behind me, but
that is cool.
But I got the pack that had the Blue Eyes Shining, which I was so happy about because that card's sick, but it's not. I don't have it anymore. I actually went on eBay because that's usually where you buy cards, and I looked up Blue Eyes and like Blue Eyes Shining, and I was like, do I want to spend like $10 to have these cards back in my life? Do they bring me any value? And I was like, probably not. Don't.
Unless you put them on like a poster in your wall, it could be cool art.
Yeah. So I'm like, probably not. I don't need to spend this money to get these cards that I'll never use and they have no value, but whatever.
Do you have, other than like the Blue Eyes like Shine that you've lost, like a specific card from any collectors, or it could be not even cards, anything from a collector's set that you wish that you would have gotten as like a kid?
I mean, there's probably a million things that I wish I would have had as a kid or like known about, but I don't know if I can think of anything like right now that something like collectible that I wish I would have had, because like the only thing I really cared about was like hockey, like cards I liked a little bit, and then like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff was like what I was into as a kid. So I don't think there's anything like collectible that I would want like to this day still.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that I'd want to this day other than my Blastoise and Charizard back, just because they were mine. I should have never let them go. I think from Yu-Gi-Oh, if you had like the 3 gods, like the legitimate ones.
I had a fake one. This was actually
there were so many fake ones that people.
I traded. I'm pretty confident it was a fake one. I traded a fake one for the 3-headed Blue Eyes.
There was a lot of people in my friend group that traded fake cards.
Well, I don't even know where I got it from. It wasn't even like a bad fake where you could tell it was
fake.
Like,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
it was like a good looking fake, and I'm pretty sure on the bottom it just said something where it like wasn't exactly right.
It probably didn't have the reflective little, because they had the corners
No, I
that were
think it did.
reflective.
I think it did, but I think for some reason it said like not for something or like not official or something like that. But the person traded me and I wanted the three-headed blue eyes, so I took the three-headed blue eyes.
There you go.
It was the red one too. I think Raw, I think is what its name was. I used to be really into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, they're fun. I would love to get some of the Yu-Gi-Oh pops, but I don't have any place to store my pops right now. That's another collection that I have, and I know that you do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't slimmed it down, but a lot of them are in boxes in the garage now. I kept the ones that I like, but I got real big into that for like probably like a year. It was more, it's honestly, at least for collecting stuff, it's more about like just going and finding it. But like even now with that, resale is ridiculous on that too. Like people literally go camp out, or like I don't know how much they do now, but for a little bit they were like, I'm sitting out for when Target has their like exclusive ones come in, and you could only get like one, and then they'd be all gone in like a day. And like the chases,
yep,
those would I've never seen one in the real world.
I've managed to get 2 pops that are my favorite too, which is Iron Man Mark 1, which was a Comic-Con exclusive, and then Yondu with the Flying Arrow, and that's another Comic-Con exclusive. Those are my 2 favorite and my most cherished pops.
I wanted that Iron Man one. I remember you picking it up too, because I think we were living in the.
We were living in the same place. I actually walked to our campus's GameStop, and I bought it there, and I got the last one.
Yeah, I picked up another one. I picked up 1 or 2 from that, because that's when I was really into it. So I don't remember which ones I have from that, but there's like a select few I still have around. I have a couple of Batman ones. I have Charmander. Call of Duty ones are my big one.
Yeah, those are cool.
And then I have the Yu-Gi-Oh ones too that I really like.
I think my thing about pops is they can be really cool and have like a lot of value, but you can't go and buy the complete series. There's some people that do, and it can look cool, but like for me, I'll be kind of sitting there like depressed that like that buyer's remorse. Like, but if I find the right ones that like were of movies and childhood things that I loved, like that's something to me that brings value, and I'd like to look at every day.
Yeah, I think that was my problem when I was collecting them.
If you go too fast, too furious.
I was just kind of going. Like, I would see one and be like, oh, that one's like hard. Like, not even like, I would like semi-like it, and I would be like, oh, this one's cool. Like, I remember there was one at Target. It was like the Iron Spider, and at the time it was going for like a decent amount of money, and I wasn't planning on selling it.
Iron Spider is a cool one, though.
It's all right. Yeah, it's not bad. But like, I was like, I'm picking this up because I just want it. And then we would like search everywhere for them, and then we bought too many, and then we just kind of were like, we can't find any good ones anyways now. Like, there's nowhere that sells great ones, and then we're just like, they're taking up too much space for these things.
Yeah, they do take up a lot of space.
Yeah,
especially if you keep them in box.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you do the in the box collecting, which I think looks better, but
I think it looks better too. I do see people that have decent collections like inside of like the baseball bat cases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't know. I wouldn't know what to do with the boxes. One day, what if I'm like, oh, I'll sell these and get rid of them? I probably want to get rid of, like, I think there's literally like 2 boxes that we've like decided we were like, we don't need these things, and we were like, we should sell them. But it's like, what do? Just list them all on Facebook Marketplace and say, someone buy these?
Yeah.
So
you could list them all like individually, like in one post, but like individually, and just like cross them out, strike through, and people will get the ones
I would probably just want to get rid of them all. Like, someone take every one that I don't want, and it's like none of them are really valuable.
That's true.
It's just like, you can get it. Like, please just pick it up and give me like $100 for all of them. I don't remember how many it is, and that might be a terrible estimate, but
there you go.
You never know.
Well, if you want the Iron Spider off your hands, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, I'll let you know, because I think that might be one of the ones sitting in a box somewhere.
I don't even remember what it looks like, but if it looks cool, I'll think about it.
Well, it's Spider-Man with the little things coming around in his Iron Man suit from
some things translate better into pop forms than others.
It was pretty good. I remember it was a decent one.
Well, I do see one other pop-related thing on your desk, or on your shelf, which is a League of Legends version of pop.
Yeah, you got that for me.
And I love League of Legends pops. I wish that they made more, but then they stopped making them when, I think they started making their own collection of basically knockoff pops.
League of Legends probably said, we'll keep the license to ourselves. Yeah, no, I wasn't into it that time, so then none of them were really out. And the ones I would find were like Lee Sin or something. And I was like, I don't play Lee Sin. I don't need this one.
I have the entire League of Legends collection except for DJ Sona, which currently goes between $300 and $500, and I don't have the money for that.
Yeah, it's just like the skin.
But I really wish that I had a Cho'Gath pop because my main champion in League of Legends is Cho'Gath, and
You
I
could
wish
make a
that I
nice
had
10-inch one of that.
Cho'Gath, Jarvan, and Elise. I would love to have in pop form. Even like Rumble would be pretty cool, but I don't play Rumble
Yeah.
as much. Anyways, I bring that up because one of the cool things I did for holidays this year was I bought all of our friends their main champion in League of Legends form.
Did this just like work out perfectly that it got the skin that I used to?
It did. It did.
Okay.
It worked out amazing.
Because I was like, I didn't know they even sold these things. So I'm like, did they just like say, here's all the silver skins that you could have?
you know,
Or
they
were
run
just
them
like,
in limited runs. So
nice. Yeah, no, I like it. It's right up there on the shelf. That's where it's staying. It fits
And
up there.
I think those are cool collectible items. That was my whole
Mhm.
point of that whole spiel, was that when you find things that like you do on a regular basis that represent you.
They don't do this now, but do you remember when this is a little off topic, but kind of like collecting, where people would buy League of Legends accounts that had certain skins on them?
Oh yeah,
Like I knew one dude who I think paid like $300 for a certain Katarina skin. Obviously, that you can't do that now. I
No.
mean, you probably could, but like
they
you can
flag
literally,
you for account sharing pretty quick.
well, that, and you can get every skin now for the most part. I'm pretty sure, right? Like you can get a bunch
Most
of
of
the older
them,
skins.
there's some that are gated, but I'm sure if you bought every skin in the whole game, that you could ask them for it.
Yeah, but like it wasn't even like it wasn't like Pack Sivir or anything like that. It was just like a skin that was retired for Katarina, and then they pay like $300, and I imagine it's pretty easy to get now.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm like, that was ridiculous back in the day. Like literally just to have a skin.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money to throw around on fun things.
No, I don't even spend money on the game.
And even if I could, I don't think I would.
No, it was just a ridiculous thing. It's like you still run the risk of your account being banned too.
That's true. You can't be for certain that it'll last you.
Yeah. Yep. Well, do you want to move off collecting and go either into the question of the week?
Yeah, I think we should do the question of the week. And for
There
that,
we
we
go.
need a special jingle.
Oh God,
Shelby's question of the week.
happens every time. This one
Still not
I
any
don't-
better.
I don't know if you read it already, but it's.
I have read it.
One.
But I want you to read it to me.
All right. Shelby's question of the week this week is: if you could choose a scent of your fart, what would it be? This is really, you either gotta go with, do you want it to smell like great or terrible?
Well, I know the answer to this question, but it is very much circumventing the question and kind of cheating.
Oh, what's that?
If the first thing I would say is I would want it to smell like wherever you're at, so that you can't smell it. Or if that's too cheaty, I would say nothing. I'd like it to have a non-scent smell.
I was going with vanilla. I love the smell of vanilla, and I'm just like, if that just happens, and you're just like, why does it smell great in here? It'd be very weird, but like, no one's gonna be
Interesting.
mad. I feel like, unless someone hates the smell of vanilla.
You can have like a bakery smell, so everywhere you
Yeah.
go, it just smells like a bakery.
Yeah, you're just like, someone's just like randomly like, why does it smell really good in here? And you're just like, I don't know. Someone clearly is baking something today.
I can tell you what I would not want it to smell like, and that is cinnamon. I don't know if you've ever heard of poopery before.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's parents bought us some for
Nice.
like a Christmas present, because it's like a holiday themed one.
Mhm.
And I put it in our bathroom, and people use it after they go to the bathroom, and it smells worse than anything I've ever imagined. Like the cinnamon smell makes me want to vomit every time I.
Nice.
So
I feel like I don't
that's
mind
a scent
cinnamon.
I would. Well, you don't mind cinnamon until you get that association, and then you really don't like cinnamon.
Yeah, that's probably more it than the actual cinnamon
They
smell.
actually make like decent smelling like tangerine ones and stuff like
Mhm.
that. It's not something I'd go out and buy for myself, but like if someone had it, sure, why not use it?
Yeah, I mean like those like Glade air vents and stuff like that. Those
Those
always
work
smell
too.
good.
They work pretty well.
But it's you buy it once and it works for like 3 months or whatever, and then the refill just goes away, and you're just like, I don't feel like picking it up, or you completely forget about
Yeah,
it.
who wants to go spend like $15 buying refill packs every month when you go to the store?
Yeah, they last like 2 months, and you're like, what's the point of buying another one?
The
Like
point
I'm
is to
used
make
to the
them more
smell
money.
of my house. Exactly. Like I'm used to the smell of my house, so like if it smells bad, I'll never know.
Yeah. That's
But-
the real. You get used to your smell so much you don't know if your house smells bad when people
Yeah,
come
that's
over.
that's the real problem. You're like, does it smell bad? I'll never know the difference because I live in it every day.
But I haven't been to too many places that smell really bad unless they smoke. I mean, that's the real deal breaker.
Yeah. Smoking's probably the one thing, unless my hockey equipment's like in the living room, which it never is. But
Smoke and sweat.
yeah, that would get bad.
SS. Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I
that was a
going
good question.
vanilla there. Yeah, it was an interesting one.
I circumvented and cheated it, but
It's
it was
fine.
a good question.
I didn't think about that one. I was honestly just going for a smell only. So
I think
at least
people would be happy if farts no longer had smells.
yeah, but then what's the point? Then everyone would just be like, "What are you doing over there?"
I mean, you wouldn't even have to walk away from people at that point.
Yeah, but what's the fun of crop dusting people then?
Well, I don't think it is a very fun thing, especially if you're the person that gets crop dusted.
Yeah, well, if you're the person that's doing it, it's probably fine.
Also, that whole, like, that slang always makes me feel so weird every time I hear someone say it.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Jeez.
I
Well, that's a
enjoy it.
wrap, I think.
That was a good one. We somehow made it to 55 minutes. I really talked this whole episode, I'm pretty sure.
I disagree. I think that I talk every episode, so having a slight change of pace where, it's more 50-50 is nice.
It's all about I could talk forever about resellers, so that's a whole nother topic.
I mean, it's basically a hype beast thing anyways.
I mean, all cards things are everything.
They're hype.
Resellers are everywhere.
That's true. It's kind of
But
disgusting. I hate
That
the
could be
resale
another.
market.
Yeah, exactly. Me too, but I love it because, I mean, I don't love it, but that's the only way you can get things now.
True. Well, hit us with the outro.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to look at the links in the description. Subscribe to both of our channels. Hans needs at least one subscriber for the next video.
Yes, please.
I'm going to make another channel just so I can subscribe to you. You'll never know.
I appreciate it.
So then we'll get you to 28. But thank you guys for watching. Like the video. Go subscribe to it.
Subscribe to our channels and take care, everybody.